All right, welcome back. Now, I feel like talking about bum behavior. I was watching this video that you see on the screen, and it popped into my head. Like, I need to talk about this because I've never talked about it, especially in this sector of YouTube. You got to be careful with these content creators. Flat out, if a content creator relies heavily on donations, you can't depend on them to tell the truth. You just can't. They're going to push whatever narrative that's going to get them cash apps and get them donations. And it's really look bad when men do it. Because generally, this type of bum behavior is, it's a female thing. Like this video that you see now. Look at the title. Men that can't pay women's bills should not be dating. Yeah, get a load of this.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill? If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now.
No. How about that? How about that? If you got a problem with women being poor, then you shouldn't be on the internet and you shouldn't be dating. Why? Because y'all all poor? No, that's unacceptable. All this time, y'all been bragging about how more successful y'all are than us. You're not allowed to have all these bills that need to be paid every time we talk to one of y'all. Y'all not allowed to do that. Inconsistent. I'm like, wow. And this is not the only female on this video, but get a load of these people.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill? If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now. You need to be focusing on yourself and getting your life together so that that doesn't bother you.
What? So the man who has his bills paid needs to focus on getting his life together because of the women. Every woman he meets need a whole bunch of bills. How does that even make sense? Black men, how many times have I told y'all these women never make sense? Every single time they try to sound all intellectual, they end up sounding retarded. That don't even make sense. Anybody who can make sense out of that statement, go ahead and fill me in the comment section. That's just about the dumbest thing I heard in my life.
Oh.
It sounds like you and the rest of those type of women are the ones that need to be working on themselves. He's speaking facts. Don't nobody owe you nothing. No rent, no lights, no Wi-Fi. If you grown enough to date, you grown enough to handle your own responsibilities. And stop calling it help when it's really dependence.
Now this behavior is so bad that even other Keishas feel motivated to call it out. Now, when this behavior is coming from a man, you sitting there watching his live stream, and every 10 minutes, he's talking about hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App. Or they'll hit you with, hey, we need 6, 7 more people to hit the Cash App. And then I'll drop the line so y'all can hop on. Do y'all have any idea how poor that makes you look? And how irresponsible? Because you come off as if you depend on YouTube to pay your bills. Why would anybody do that, first of all? Why would anybody rely on donations to pay your bills? When you hop on YouTube, your job should cover your YouTube bill. Your bill should be covered by your job, to the point where YouTube and the internet, whatever money you make off of it, is side money. It's extra money. Money that you could probably use to pay your internet bill. But if you on every live stream begging for donations, you're surviving off YouTube, because people don't want to hear that. Now, when you hop on here and you want to talk about controversial subjects and you want to criticize Keisha's, for example, how can we depend on you to be honest? You're not going to be honest. And every time you say something, every time you weigh just a little bit of criticism, you know what you're going to do? You're going to say, this is not all black women. Oh, I know some good black women. And every time you are critical of them, you have to point out, oh, I'm not bashing. I'm not bashing. You always have to sidestep. You always have to dumb down your entire approach and delivery. I'm not about to listen to you talk about serious subjects, especially when you're being critical of any other demographic and you're heavily dependent on donations, on cash apps. That just looks bummy. It looks bummy. And I personally don't understand how people can do it and not feel ashamed. There's just so much shame involved in that. Now, don't get me wrong. At one point, I was like, you know what? If people want me to go live and do these live streams, you are going to have to make a donation, because I don't know if people know this. When you go live, it costs more. Your internet bill is going to be higher. You're going to have to pay more to do live streams. So if you want to extend the live stream, the content creators say, hey, if you want to continue to stay live, you want to hop up, if you want to extend the live stream by making donations. But look at it like this. You want to go live. It's therapeutic for you. This is something you want to do. So it's something that you would pay for anyways. That's what we all do. We pay for things that we want, whether it be items, clothes, or time on the internet, leisure time on the internet. Is that really something that other people should be paying for? Also, you got to look at the economy. This is a struggling economy. For me, people who want to donate. Y'all see the content creators who never ask for donations, but they get them anyway? I prefer to be that type of content creator. I have covered subjects on the internet that have stressed me out, that have caused me to grow gray hairs, that have worked my nerves to the point that my blood pressure increases, to the point where I'm looking at the content that I create as shortening my lifespan. Like, man, I'm up here literally killing myself, and I don't get any donations. I'll get and I'm speaking this right now, I'll get maybe a donation once every 3-4 months. A long time ago, I used to get maybe one per month, something like that. Now it's like one every 3, 4, 5 months. Right? And I don't ask. I don't ask for donations. Now, if I asked for donations in every live stream, I'm positive that I would get more. But then look at how people would look at my content. They wouldn't look at it as sincere. You're not really passionate about what you're talking about. You're talking about it just to have a niche and something to talk about so that you can be on here and beg for cash apps in every live stream. And that's just a bad look. You see these content creators who basically play other people's content, which is crazy to me. Like the content creators who I listen to them because I want to hear those content creators speak. I don't want to click on one of your videos and 95% of your video is you playing somebody else's video. That also looks, it strikes me as bum behavior. It's like if I wanted to look at a different video, I would have clicked on those different videos. I would have went to a whole different channel. I mean, they'll just have a few words to say about a video and then just straight up play somebody else's video start to finish. And that's your content? Just playing somebody else's stuff and hit the Cash App. You'll give your thoughts here and there. Yeah, hit the Cash App. Oh, I got this fire content. You know, your content ain't fire. This is somebody else's content. You sitting up there, and a lot of times, the content that people share, it's somebody else's live stream. The content is actually another live streamer who's talking, who's not playing somebody else's content, but they're on their live stream speaking. And you want to play their video and basically depend on them, depend on their clout, on their, content creating ability for cash apps, for donations. I might as well go over to that person's channel and donate to them. So to me, it's just bum behavior, man. Bum behavior. I don't believe, I'll just speak for myself. There is no way I could depend on internet income. I tried it. That is a recipe for disaster. I didn't really try it. I somewhat tried it. What I did was, once I started to generate income on the internet, what I did was I reduced the time that I worked at my job. I cut out overtime. I'm thinking, hey, if I'm making extra money at home, in the comfort of my home, then I don't want to spend extra time at work, busting out extra hours, hurting my body and being stressed out. I'd rather do that. But let me tell you, as soon as the income from the internet dries up, you're going to have to work more hours. So you might as well keep it that way. Work as much as you can at your own job and just look at the internet as extra income. And it comes when it comes. For the most part, people will donate to you when they themselves have extra money. And if you are in so much need of money yourself, what makes you think other people have so much extra money to spend? Most people do not. So that is why you don't hear me. I mean, this channel right here is not even monetized. I don't even share my links, my Cash App links, my PayPal links. I don't even share them on this channel. And on my channels where I do share my Cash App and PayPal links, I don't share them on every video. In fact, the majority of my video, probably about 80% of my videos, I don't share them at all. You really got to go to my homepage and click the more link, and then you'll see it pop up. Yeah, I'm not pushing because I'm passionate about the message. I'm passionate. And the way I've always looked at YouTube, if you have a message and you're passionate about it, people will donate to you. They'll donate to you. They'll want to donate to you when they can, when they have the extra money to. But I think if you're just asking for, hey, hit the Cash App every live stream, you're going to lose listeners. I've seen so many content creators lose listeners by doing stupid stuff. It ain't funny. It really ain't funny. Now, a good example, Tariq Nasheed never asks for Cash Apps, but he gets Cash Apps every time he goes live. Every single time. I know some of you content creators, you look at a lot of these other content creators, a lot of them white content creators, and they get non-stop Cash App donations. Not Cash App, the Super Chat donations. Same with the Super Chats. I go live, you really never see people make Super Chats on my channels. You see a lot of these others who get a whole bunch of Super Chats, and they don't even ask for them. They don't even ask for them. Whereas when you go live, you ain't getting no donations. You might have a good, healthy number of listeners, but you ain't getting no donations. I understand the pressure, but still, integrity and honesty and being genuine, that's something you can't lose because you can't get it back. Once people look at you as a grifter, as somebody who's not really passionate about your message, you're just using the talking points as talking points, something to talk to just to get Cash Apps, that's when you lose listeners forever. That's when people unsubscribe. They don't want to hear you. They don't want to hear you at all. Okay? So, just a little tip from me. There's a lot of things that you can do to lose listeners. And Tariq gets a healthy number of Super Chats. But if y'all notice, Tariq has actually lost almost 50% of his listeners. I don't know how many of y'all have noticed that. He has lost almost 50% of his listeners. These right here, what you're looking at now, are his live streams. And as hardcore listeners know, I would say 2 or 3 years ago, he used to average over 100,000 views per live stream. Over 100,000. He even mentioned it. He's mentioned it several times on his videos. How almost all of his live streams reach over 100,000 views. Now they average around what? 50,000, 40,000, 60,000. Now, I have my own theories on what that came. I believe it came from him starting to hold those Twitter spaces. Those Twitter spaces hurt him. It hurt his viewership. Because when he started to upload those Twitter space videos, they're videos on YouTube. Like, he'll hold the Twitter space and then he'll upload the recording to YouTube. But on those videos is where he's going in on Africans, you know, and making jokes about them and stuff. Man, he lost a huge number of viewers by doing that. So you can't play games when it comes to doing things that will cause you to lose listeners, because there's a good chance they won't come back. And if you do get them back, you're going to have to struggle hard, and it's going to take a long time for you to get them back. He hasn't gotten them back yet. He still doesn't average over 100,000 views. You look at these videos right now, none of these have even 100,000 views. Most of them are about 50, 60, 70,000. And there are very few of them that are 70,000. Most of them 40, 50, and 60. But you go back a while ago, most of them were well over 100,000 views. That was like 2-3 years ago. So, man, be careful. All you content creators, I understand you're trying to be independent, but being independent and using YouTube as your only source of income, that comes far down the line. After you have over, I would say, 1 million subscribers, then maybe you can totally depend on YouTube. For example, there's a MMA content creator, MMA Guru, who I believe completely relies on YouTube for his income. And when he goes live, every live stream he has over 100 or over 10,000 people in the chat room. And Tariq used to be the same way. Y'all remember when he used to go live, he would average like 10,000 live viewers. Now Tariq averages 4,000 or 5,000. He'd be lucky to get 6,000 live listeners to his videos. Whereas people like this guy, every video is over, right now it's over like 200,000. Yeah, 250 here, 230, 140, but guaranteed over 100,000 every single video. Every single video is like guaranteed over 100,000. He goes live, the donations are just pouring in. A lot of people look at these type of content creators and they're jealous, like, oh man, that's what I want. I need that. If I could get that kind of income, I could quit my job. Man, you got to get out that bum mentality. I don't care how much you need the income or whatever. You better just depend on your job, focus on your job, and make your content 100% genuine at all times, because you cannot get those listeners back. Once people, like I said, once people view you as a grifter and a hustler and a con artist, that's how they're going to look at you. They are never coming back. All right? So shout out to everybody in the building. It is Friday, and I'm going to get it popping this weekend. I'm going to start I've already started with this video. So be on the lookout. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see y'all on the next live.